Yo, what's good, y'all? We got Sony CinemaCon, Kraven, Radar, Rhino joins Spider-Man universe, Ghostbusters, and more. Say like it us up, hit the big new, and yeah, Sony.
Hello my beautiful movie peeps, it is that time of year again where CinemaCon is happening. If you've been following my channel the past couple of years, you know this is the week where a bunch of studios get together in Las Vegas to
you get new trailers, new movies, you know what I mean? Like,
celebrate going to the theaters. And in this celebratory fashion, they give presentations for a lot of their upcoming movies, sometime announcing things we didn't know, showcasing footage that doesn't always get released to the public, but still, we have reporters and journalists there to give us detailed descriptions. Hopefully you guys are subscribed here on the channel, because the entire week I will be breaking down every studio's presentation from Warner Brothers, Universal, Paramount, and of course today, Sony.
Yeah, we will be here though. We will be here.
Pictures. Timestamps will be in the description if there's a certain movie you want me to talk about a little bit more. But whatever the case may be, please just hit that like button. Show me some love in that comment section and just keep being wonderful movie fans. Alright, so yes, Sony kicked off here CinemaCon week, and just looking at the showroom floor in Las Vegas, I am so jealous of the people attending there. They got to see the Blue Beetle costume up close.
Oh yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
In person. It's a good thing they denied me press access to this event, or I would have stolen that suit. But putting that aside here, jumping into the first presentation of the week, Sony started off with playing a video of Will Smith and Martin.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They got a whole video of Bad Boys 4. And shit, I'm definitely gonna watch that shit. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but
Lawrence on the set of Bad Boys 4. It said that they're currently 4 weeks into filming. Just recently in the news cycle, it got revealed that Eric Dane will be playing the villain of the movie. Some people might know him as the creepy Euphoria dad. And that was kind of really it about Bad Boys 4. Glad it's happening. Excited to see it. But
yeah, I'm excited. They, they talking Will Smith like he ain't, like, come on now. That little man, come on now. Will Smith still that shit. Stop all that cap.
They did that a lot. They didn't stay talking about a lot of movies. They just kind of talked about them, showed some footage, moved on. Like here in the case for their next movie called Dumb Money, which is going to be the real life story of the GameStop in Wall Street.
I heard about that. They really go. I heard about that. Like they really like gonna make a GameStop movie. I heard about that shit. I don't
Their
know.
next movie called Dumb Money, which is going to be the real life story of the GameStop in Wall Street stock event. For those of you who didn't hear about this, during the pandemic when all the stock was going down for a lot of companies, GameStop was one of those companies suffering, and a Redditor online just got a bunch of people together to buy the stock so they can shoot up the price, and it kind of showed how broken Wall Street can be if a group of people work together. The movie will be starring Paul Dano, and he's going to be playing a YouTuber named Keith Gill,
who puts all his money into GameStop. Dumb when the character is based on a real person.
Who was kind of the Redditor that started and organized everything and kind of screwed a bunch of big Wall Street people out of their money. The cast looks star-studded. Seth Rogen, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, they got everybody in this bitch. Oh, okay.
Pete Davidson, Shailene Woodley. I'll be honest, I'm kind of a sucker for these kind of movies dealing with business, Wall Street, stock markets, and the cast looks fantastic. I'll probably be checking this one out. From there, they moved on to talk about Insidious: The Red Door. This is the 5th Insidious film being released. They showed some exclusive footage that the public didn't get to see, but we do have a description of, thanks to discussing films, where they say here, CinemaCon attendees saw an extended trailer for Insidious: The Red Door. The new footage showed an adult Dalton being haunted by a wide variety of demons while he's now in college. Patrick Wilson returns as his father John and is teased that he's now going to have to guide his son on how to travel between the further and reality. The man with the fire in his face returns to haunt an adult Dalton, and the footage ends with him dragging him across the room in chains like he did when he was a child in the first film. That actually sounds pretty creepy and a little bit more detailed to the plot of the movie. They did release the trailer just a couple of days back. I'm intrigued to see Insidious 5, but I did mention that trailer that they showed didn't wow me. This footage does sound a little bit more interesting. Either way, I'm gonna be watching Insidious 5. Then next up, Sony talked about their true crime comedy here called The Machine that stars Bert Kreischer, where the footage was of him as the Little Mermaid, almost teasing like if Disney was about to release a trailer, but then it just turned into him talking about the movie and how it was something that actually happened to him, dealing with the Russian mafia and whatnot. I've seen some of Bert Kreischer's comedy. Some of it is funny, but I'm actually really just not interested in this. Mark Hamill's in the movie with him. Comes out Memorial Day. I don't know. You guys tell me if you're excited for that. Skipping around so I can save the good stuff to just gush over towards the end of this video, they also showed a trailer for their rated R rom-com called Anyone But You, which is going to star Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. Some trailer footage that they showed off here says the film is about two unlikely lovers who can't stand each other but keep running back after every sexual encounter. The film seems to be really raunchy, with plenty of partial nudity between its two main stars and a mean sense of humor. The footage mainly consisted of two being romantic while also cruel to each other, like Glenn pushing
toxic shit
Sydney off a boat by accident after reenacting the iconic moment from Titanic, and another moment of Sydney punching Glenn in the genitals. Look, I'll be honest, I can enjoy me a rated R rom-com, and also respectfully, they said partial nudity.
I know y'all gonna watch that shit.
Walden University is all about change. It's time.
Watch that shit. I'm like, yeah, you do.
Me a rated R rom-com, and also respectfully, they said partial nudity and Sydney Sweeney. Sony Pictures, you have my money.
Oh man.
Sony then showed off some footage for their Gran Turismo movie.
I heard about that. They showed a trailer one time though. They better gonna show another one though. But yeah, I heard that.
Movie based off the video game. But even though this is based off the video game, it's actually about the true story about a gamer who wins a contest playing Gran Turismo and then gets to race with real life drivers. David Harbour's also going to be starring in the movie here. One person who saw the trailer described it as like a cross between a racing movie and Real Steel or something. It's wish fulfillment that's very much aimed at gamers, and it looks fun, with Harbour training gamers for real racing. Visually, it looks expensive. Hopefully a return of form for the NB. Yeah, I'm actually very curious about this one. I know Gran Turismo is actually a very popular racing game here, and I like the direction they're going with for the actual film. Sony then also talked about their upcoming Ridley Scott movie Napoleon that'll be based off the real-life historical figure played by Joaquin Phoenix. The surprising thing about this is that we've known that Sony was working with Apple TV on this movie, so we thought it would go straight to streaming, but they confirmed no, it's going to get a theatrical release and a big marketing campaign. Sony also seemed pretty confident that Ridley Scott will be winning an Oscar for directing this movie. I'm hit or miss with historical event type movies, but I'd be willing to give this one a chance. Diving into the movies I was a little bit more excited about, starting off with Equalizer 3. We know they just
I just saw a trailer too, I ain't gonna lie. The trailer just came out.
Released a poster recently. I think this looks really cool. These movies are a lot of fun, and Denzel Washington is just a big badass. From the exclusive footage that they showed him, one person described it as 9 seconds. That's how long I'll give you to decide your fate. Denzel versus the Italian Mafia.
Oh yeah, he said 9 seconds. He shot him in the knee, put the gun on his eyeball, and then point the gun, like point his head like on the gun on another person. I'm like, God. And yeah, they showed it too. It said Denzel killed a dude by shoving a gun through his forehead. I'm in. I like, boy, that. Woo. Hey, fall. Sign me up. Shit. Sign me up.
Italy. Damn, the Equalizer 3 trailer looks really good. Denzel kills a dude by shoving a gun.
I just saw a trailer too. That shit look good.
Through his forehead. I'm in. That's all I needed to know.
Fact.
Denzel being a badass again. Ooh. Set in Italy versus the Italian Mafia.
I was right, Italy. I saw the flag though. You know what I'm saying? I know my country's well, man. I know my. Yeah, I'll be on such studies and shit.
That sounds like it could be a good time. Moving on, talking about the Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. Since it's currently being filmed right now, they didn't have any footage to show them. It was just Gail Kinnan, the director, and Jason Reitman, the producer, talking about the film, excited for it. But they did confirm that Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon will be putting on the iconic jumpsuits for this movie. In fact, there have even been set photos where you can see Paul Rudd almost looking like a Jedi walking around the set. But if you look at his collar, that is a Ghostbusters jumpsuit collar if I've ever seen one. Kind of awesome to know that Paul Rudd will actually be wearing an official Ghostbusters outfit. I'm still very excited for this movie. It's currently still rumored to be releasing this year, although I doubt it's going to meet that release date. I was hoping they would have at least revealed the official title of the movie, but no, just a little confirmation.
Well, they're going to film this. So they filming this year, and they're going to, they going to drop it this year. They might drop it next year. This so it won't be like it's rushed. That's my opinion, but
two characters will be putting on them
You know.
jumpsuits. Bringing us, of course, to the two biggest things revealed here during the Sony CinemaCon panel. Attendees were shown 14 minutes of Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I heard they show a lot of footage. 14 minutes. And we can't see none of that shit. Not yet, though. Till like, I think till the day when it start coming out, then they're gonna start showing clips and shit.
Thanks here again to Discussing Films. We have here an exact description of those 14 minutes, so sit tight while I read it for you. The scene kicked off with Gwen Stacy coming to visit Miles Morales for the first time since the events of the first film. He clearly still has a crush on her, and she embarrasses him by going through his notebook, which includes dozens of colorful drawings of her. They both escape his room, even though he can't because he's grounded. Spider-Gwen is visiting Miles to inform him of this secret society of multiverse spider people, and she's been stopping threats across different dimensions. The goal of this multiversal spider society is to stop the universe from colliding. They're swinging across the city and catching up. It's obvious that there is more of a romance between them. Miles is trying his best to be smooth, but she tells them they can't be tempted to be together, since in every universe Gwen Stacy falls in love with Spider-Man, and in every universe that doesn't end well. Alluding to death, Miles responds
type shit
with, well, there's a first time for everything, right? Which further ignites their romance tension. Gwen then meets Miles's parents, and they can tell they like each other. After some awkward introductions, she gets called back to the Spider Society and leaves, telling Miles that he's not allowed to join because there aren't that many slots. After she leaves, Miles' mother confronts him, and they share an intimate family moment where he almost is tempted to reveal to her that he is Spider-Man. However, he can't do it. His mom encourages Miles to chase after Gwen because he's growing up and needs to explore. She tells him to make sure he never loses sight of who he truly is at heart. The footage includes some snippets of new music from Metro Boomin. Honestly, that
Metro Boomin got new songs. Okay,
footage sounds beautiful. Everyone in the room was describing it as very emotional, very breathtaking to look at visually. I know some people are against Miles and Gwen getting together. They just think, you know, Gwen belongs with a Peter Parker. But I think for this movie in this context, it works good. In fact, I really like that line where Spider-Gwen is like, look, in every universe, we're supposed to end up together, but in every universe, it ends badly. I wonder if that is some heavy foreshadowing for one of the characters dying. I really hope not. But either way, extremely excited. This footage sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds fire. I fuck with it.
Finally, now talking about the big giant reveal, the only thing that was really bumping during Sony CinemaCon panel. I mean,
yeah, everybody was going crazy on Kraven Hunter. Like, red eye? Oh shit, bloody violent. Say less. Say less. I don't do that bit right now. I
don't know what happened this year, man. I was waiting for some Tom Holland updates about his universe or some new spin-off.
Yeah, I was a lot of people worrying. I'm like, bro, it's too early to talk about Tom Holland right now. They still taking a break. We worrying about Kraven. We worrying about goddamn Miles Morales.
Announcements, heck, even an update on El Muerto or Morbius 2 or even Venom 3. But no, they decided to talk about Kraven the Hunter, and honestly, I have not been that excited for this movie, even though I like...
I ain't really excited too, but when they heard Red Eye, I kind of want to see the trailer. They said blood, they said violent blood. I'm like, sign me up.
Kraven the Hunter as a villain. Aaron Taylor Johnson is a great actor. My excitement level for this movie was basically as bottom of the barrel as it can be. And then Sony frickin' does what they do best and completely turn things around to where now I'm hyped. How did you do that, Sony? Not only did they show exclusive footage,
yeah, they turned nacho. They heard, you know what I mean? They turned nachos. Yeah.
that I do have a detailed description of.
And I like blood and gore. Okay, we're going to put it right off for y'all.
I'll be reading it for you guys. But they also confirmed this will be the first Sony spin-off movie to be rated R.
Use Kayak's filters to find hotels that have the free stuff you want. Download the Kayak app now.
Kayak, okay. Yeah, free. I heard free park on it.
The Volkswagen Taos. German engineering everyone can get into. Visit your Volkswagen dealer and get 4.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2023 Taos S4 Motion or this one for just $289 per month. Limited inventory available.
This will be the first Sony spin-off movie to be rated R. Rated R Kraven the Hunter. Are you hearing this? And this isn't just like a, oh, maybe it's a little too violent. There's a curse word.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But usually they just use the red eye. Just use red eye. But when I heard violent, bloody,
here and there, so I guess it just automatically makes
they
it rated
going
R.
crazy.
Apparently, this thing is bloody. Oh, and there's a surprise character in there.
I like that shit
As well. Let me just read this footage for you guys. Again, thanks to Discussing Films, they have it here. Sony revealed the first footage for Kraven the Hunter starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. The trailer starts with Kraven stopping some poachers in the wild. This is confirmed to be rated R, and the footage really shows it. With Kraven killing everyone like an animal, he uses weapons, his hands, and even his own teeth, and he bites a poacher and spits out the blood.
Damn.
He also crawls around walls and pounces on foes like an animal. The main conflict between his father, played by Russell Crowe, who was the one who actually raised him in the ways of Hunter vs. Prey. The action features over-the-top gore as Kraven uses all
over-the-top gore
kinds of weapons, from spears to bear traps to decapitate and chop up goons. The footage teased a mysterious new character played by Ariana DeBose as well. For those curious, the comic-accurate Kraven vest with the fire was briefly seen as Aaron Taylor Johnson pulls it out of an old chest, but for the most part he's not wearing the comic accurate costume in the footage. Surprisingly, he does meet up with another Spider-Man villain, the Rhino. A huge fight between the two begins as the former injects himself with a serum that actually turns him into a huge rhino monster, as opposed to it being a mech suit. The footage only saw his arm morphing into a big gray rhino-like fist that did look somewhat comic accurate. Okay, we got a lot to digest. This happens time and time again. I'm like, Sony, stop this crazy spin-off universe.
Oh, man. Now y'all like Sony now? Now y'all like Sony? Okay. Now y'all do. I focus on it. I've been focused on it, though.
Stop all.
You know, like, I'm not. I focus on it for a long time. I still do. So, I mean, some movies be, I still watch them, though. Nah, you know what I'm saying? You got everybody else wanna hop on Sony, you know what I mean? Now they wanna do it because, you know what I mean? Type shit.
All these weird things you're doing and piggybacking off the MCU. No, save Kraven the Hunter and Rhino for Tom Holland's movies, man. We have not seen those villains versus Spider-Man, and the fact that you're doing solo movies about them means they're most likely not gonna show up in Tom Holland's movies. But even with me already having that mindset, a rated R Kraven the Hunter movie that is described as this bloody and gory? You have my money, Sony. Like, I'm bummed the Rhino is going to be part of this movie because I want him in Tom Holland's universe, but the way they're describing him, that sounds like a more comic-accurate Rhino than we had in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. In the comics, Rhino does inject himself. He doesn't necessarily transform into a Rhino like they're describing here. He still wears this sort of suit that kind of protects him, but whatever the case may be, I guess they thought this was better. It's just he injects himself, he turns gray, and ends up looking like a Rhino creature. That's fine. I don't care. I kind of prefer it over a mechanical suit. I wish we could have known who the actor is playing the Rhino. I don't think it's going to be Paul Giamatti, but I don't really see anybody mentioning who the actor is, so it could be an unknown, or maybe they hit him a lot in the trailers. But you know what? This is promising. This is making me go, oh man, I'm actually excited for this. I actually really want to see what this is going to end up looking like. Still no idea what Sony is planning with their own separate universe. We keep hearing they're going to be introducing their version of a Spider-Man into their world, since Venom got yeeted out and it looks like Tom Holland is going to stay separate from what they're doing. I believe the rumors that it's just going to be a Tom Holland variant just in the Sony universe, while MCU Tom Holland stays in his, but we'll wait and see if they do that or introduce it. The other thing I've been seeing people talk about and complain about, it's like, wow, you gave Kraven the Hunter the rated R movie? What about Venom? We had a...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should have gave him Venom. I probably thought too. I'm like, Venom, man, he deserved rated R, man. All that bloody shit, like, damn. Man, the Venom is the type of person that, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, they did Venom wrong. Venom a good movie, but they did his ass wrong.
Versus Carnage movie, and you didn't make that rated R? Oh, trust me, I'm kind of pissed about that too, but Sony kind of had a good reason for why Venom was PG-13. It was reported way back when those movies were being made, Sony was hopeful that if they made a great enough movie that Kevin Feige would be like, fine, he's part of the MCU.
Oh, yeah, MCU went at PG. Yeah, okay.
For a long time, those spin-off movies, it was kind of vague. Like, are they set in the MCU? Are they in their own separate universe? Then that post-credit scene for Venom 2 made it clear it is its separate universe, and Venom jumped over, and then he quickly jumped back. And so now now that it seems very obvious that Marvel doesn't have any intentions to have their Spider-Man Tom Holland fight the Sony villains, Sony was like, fine, let's stop trying to appease Marvel, be like them, let's just go crazy in our universe. And that might be the best thing to do, because this sounds like a villain. This don't sound like no anti-hero. Even Morbius should have been given a rated R movie. That's a blood-sucking vampire right there. And
that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, they should get that all like.
got kind of violent in his movie, but what Kraven is sounding like, biting people's faces, I don't think you're gonna turn him into a good guy. That's what I've been missing from these solo movies. Just make them straight up villains. So yeah, even though I'm not in love with the spin-off universe or even excited for whatever plans Sony has, because they still got Morbius, the Vulture, Venom, Kraven, and now Rhino. That's 5. They're 1 person away from completing their solo Sinister 6 movie they want to do so bad. It better not be El Muerto. Something is brewing at Sony. This could be good, you know. The only other thing I'll say is, if you want Venom 3 to end up being rated R, you're going to have to show up for Kraven the Hunter. You're going to have to spend that money and make that a hit. Because if Sony sees that, they're going to make more rated R spin-off Spider-Man movies. And Venom 3 might be next. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But that does conclude Sony's presentation for CinemaCon. Kind of a weak one. Not a lot of amazing stuff. If you stuck through and listened to every single thing I talked about here, I love and appreciate you. Please be sure to come back throughout the week while I cover all the other presentations. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.
But yeah. Fire CinemaCon for Sony. I think today. I don't know what today is. Let me know coming on today. I forgot Universal. I forgot. I don't know what. I forgot what panel it is today. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But it was some good news on Sony end. I ain't gonna lie. It was some news was good. Some news was like, alright, but some was good though, man. But hey, like it up. Let me know what y'all think. On your own opinion, let me know in the comment below. And